Hello, everybody. My name is Bradley Cooper, and I'm one of the officers of the Bucks County Libertarian Party. And if you've been watching the news on the television, listening to it on the radio, or reading it on the internet, you know that a few months ago, Nancy Pelosi, who's the Democratic House Speaker, with the backing and blessing of the Democratic Party, started the impeachment process on Donald Trump because of the phone conversation and dealings that Donald Trump had with the newly elected Ukrainian president and the Ukrainian government about finding out that Joe Biden gave $1 billion to the Ukrainian government to stop the Ukrainian government from prosecuting his son Hunter Biden, who works for a Ukrainian oil company. Now, fast forward a few months after that, like November, December time frame, now we have Republicans and Democrats on the Senate floor drilling and asking questions to the investigators who investigated what happened. How did Donald Trump get this information? Who were the people who found out this information? How did they find out this information? And basically trying to get every little piece that they found out in the open so the Democrats can start a file case that will entice the Republicans to agree to impeach Donald Trump. Now, Republicans are on the Senate floor backing Donald Trump, saying that this is just a witch hunt, that they're still mad that he beat Hillary Clinton in 2012, and that Donald Trump is getting wrongly accused of so many different things. Democrats are saying the opposite, that he undermined United States intelligence, that he went against United States and undermined us, that he's putting us in risk from trying to get all this information, that he's doing such illegal things like not giving military aid to the Ukrainian government because he's trying to blackmail them. He blackmailed certain people and paid off certain people to get this information to frame Joe Biden because he wants to get rid of him so he's not as a big of a threat to Donald Trump not getting reelected in 2020. And basically both sides are defending or going after Donald Trump. Now, I'm not saying that Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong, that Donald Trump is a clean man, that he never done anything wrong, but they're going after the guy. But what annoys me is, why aren't we talking about Joe Biden more? Why isn't Joe Biden on the Senate floor? Why isn't Joe Biden not getting harassed more or getting questioned more when he's doing interviews? Or why isn't he not getting more in trouble than what he's getting in now? Right now, you wouldn't even know Joe Biden did anything wrong. Joe Biden's name is never brought up, and when he is brought up, everyone's like, oh my God, we can't talk about Joe Biden. He's our savior. He's going to beat Donald Trump. We can't say nothing. That's what you get when he is brought up on the Senate floor from Republicans and or Democrats talking about him or bringing up his name. And if you do bring up his name, very, very little is it ever considered negative. It's always positive. Let's prop him up. Let's make him look like he's the best thing since sliced bread. That's what you get. And I'm annoyed because he's not up there. He's not getting drilled. He's not getting harassed. And he's campaigning like there's nothing wrong. And when one person does ask him about the dealings and giving them $1 billion, he shushes them away and says something to deter that question and make another question come up so he doesn't have to answer that. Or he runs around the question and make it sound all great and happy. Oh, you would do the same thing if it was your son. You would save your son from going to jail. So it makes it sound like he did the right thing, when in my opinion, he did the wrong thing and he's getting no negative publicity. And that's what annoys me. Another thing that annoys me about this whole situation is in 2018, we had Democrats running saying that we need to get in office to stop Donald Trump from all the negative things that he's done and the Republicans have done. And we are for the people, by the people. We are going to defend Americans' honor and stop all the negative things that Donald Trump has been doing and will do. So you have to vote for us. Republicans on the other side were saying that if you want the direction of the country to continue to go to the same, you want this country to get better, you want to make America great again, you have to vote Republicans because the Democrats are never going to work with us, never going to consider to work with us. They're always going to be a thorn in our heel. So that's why you need to vote Republican. That's why we need to get Republicans to stay in office and have a majority in the House and Senate. The other thing that people were preaching about in the 2018 election was there's no checks and balances because one party's got the House and Senate majority. Also, some Democrats were out there promoting impeaching Donald Trump. That's what I'm going to do, impeach Donald Trump. Like Alexandria Cortez in New York was one of the big pushers for impeaching Donald Trump if she would get into office. And if you were a Democrat and said impeach Donald Trump, that gave you an extra 5, 10, 15 points in the poll before people went to vote because they loved that idea. Donald Trump is such a terrible guy, according to what you hear in the mass media. All these people believe the mass media, or they think what they hear and see. He's such this terrible, heinous criminal that should be locked up in jail. Not saying he never did anything wrong, as I said earlier in the video, but to impeach the guy, that's going a little too far in my opinion. So when these Democrats got into office, all the stuff that they promised that they would do, all the stuff that they promised that they would try to help move this country forward for, what have they really done? What have they really went and done to make this country better? What have they really done to say, yeah, this country's better because I did this, or I pushed this, or I had this done? The only stuff that they've really done is stop Donald Trump so he can't get, let's say, a wall bill, or some of the bills and laws that he wants to pass haven't got passed. Other than that, majority of the stuff that you hear Democrats doing is impeaching Donald Trump, trying to find information from the Comey report. Or now, since of the Russian dealing, now we can impeach Donald Trump on what he did, said, and found out. That's all we really have gotten from Democrats. Negativity about Donald Trump, complaining about Donald Trump, arguing with Donald Trump, not working with Donald Trump or Republicans to make this country move forward. Always saying it's my way or the highway. That's what we continue to get with these Democrats in office. Not really achieving, not really doing anything, or not really pushing their platform or what they want to do to make this country better. The final thing that annoys me above everything that I talked about is in 2018, we had libertarians, Greens, Constitutions, Independents, all these alternative party candidates running throughout this country, all different type of election. May it be local state rep positions, may it be state senators, Congress, House of Representatives, may it be governor, senator. They were running because they said that we need change. Not the change of voting out a Republican and putting a Democrat in or vice versa. No, we need a change of a completely different party, a completely different way of thinking, and a completely different way of making this country move forward that we haven't seen before, like voting for Donald Trump in 2016. That's what we were running on. Plus, we ran on the notion of we don't have big corporate money, we don't have big CEOs or lobbyists money or big businesses donating to us because they want us to go to Washington, Harrisburg, or your local city, state, town, or like I said, Washington, to push an agenda. We don't do that. We're no more Joes like you and I, middle-class working people who know the problems and issues that you have every single day because we have those same problems and issues. We know what it's like to wake up every single day at 5, 6, 7 and work 40-hour weeks to make ends meet. We know the problems with healthcare, that healthcare sucks for middle-class working people and some people who are underachieving, poor, or don't make that much money, sometimes get better health care than we do. We have to pay all these different taxes. And the number of things that you go through, we go through because we're the same type of people. So we ran on different parties that are not Republicans and Democrats that we feel support our ideas, have a better platform, and actually cares about the candidates running, and the party itself cares about this country. So we feel that that's the party that we should run on. But because we're not Democrats and Republicans, we don't get the same support. We don't get the same media coverage. We don't get the same backing by people because they're all in the same notion. Vote Democrat to stop Donald Trump. Vote Republican to save Donald Trump from getting harassment from the Democrats and not getting anything done. That's all you hear when you listen to the mass media if you were running for, let's say, state senate. Oh, what is Bob Casey in Pennsylvania going to be doing? What is Tom Wolf going to be doing if he gets reelected for governor in Pennsylvania? That's all you hear about. But you don't hear about the governor candidate who's running as a libertarian for Pennsylvania, Ken Krawchuk. he's hardly ever talked about. And if he is talked about, he's in some small news article in a newspaper, or he gets interviewed for like 5 seconds when nobody watches because it's not a big enough news story that this third-party candidate is running. They're like, oh, some third-party guy's running, no big deal. Or they tell you constantly, don't vote Libertarian, don't vote Green, Constitution, or any third-party candidate. It's a wasted vote. You're going to throw your vote away. It's not going to help anybody but deter the Democrats or deter the Republicans from getting extra votes that they need to win. That's what we get. That's what you hear. And that's why we're stuck in the situation where Republicans can't do that much good. The Democrats want to stop Donald Trump. We're fighting in Washington. We're fighting all over this country about you did this, you did that. And all the problems stem from two parties being in office, Republicans and Democrats. And very small do we have third-party candidates. And if you look at the third-party candidates who are in office, most of them are like auditor, tax collector, judge, inspector of election. You'll see that those people are doing a better job than the people that are in the same position as Republican or Democrat, because we know the issues, problems that you have. We know what needs to be done to fix the problems, because we are part of the people who get affected by the problems that we're trying to fix. Voting third party is the only way to fix this country, and it's going to always be that way, because we have to get rid of Republicans and Democrats because they're all bought and sold. They're all the same type of party behind closed doors. They act different when they're in front of you to make it seem like that we're this way or I'm that way, just so they don't look to be the same. That way they look different, in person, so that way you consider voting for them. Because if they knew we're both the same party, we both think the same, we both vote the same, for the most part, you wouldn't vote for us. You would say that you guys are crooks, cons, and you guys just lied to us. So there's no point in voting for you. But if you vote for Libertarian, Green, Constitution, Independent, I'll throw them in Independents, even though they're not technically a third party, you will see major changes in a positive light to make this country move forward better than Donald Trump saying, make America great again, look at all the things I did. Because, yeah, he's done good things, he's done things to make this country go better, but not in a way that's going to make it 100% better, maybe 80 to 70% better. Third parties would do it 100% and make this country really great. And you will see changes if you start voting for third-party candidates.